This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hey, everybody.
G'day.
I know. What you're going to hear is three of us getting rogered this morning.
I was wondering when we were going to do it together.
Yeah, but when we just closed our eyes, Sean said to relax and just lean back into it.
The Premier was there as well. Girls, do you find cars hot?
Mm-hmm.
We posed that question today.
Well, I think the answer's a yes.
Yes.
That's
For certain
insane.
We got a lot.
That's
The phones
insane.
were ringing big time, Nathan. We also talked about pulling the pin so close to a wedding, which were amazing
Oh, my God,
stories.
these stories.
This is Nathan, Nat, and Sean on Nova 937.
It's 6:05. Nathan and Sean, the best thing about a short week is it's Wednesday already.
Yeah, come on, team.
Happy day.
Well done, everybody. Roger Cook is coming in today,
Yeah,
our
the
Premier.
Premier.
I know.
What's he been up to?
I don't know. He might resign like everyone else is. Dan Andrews.
He's taking the job.
He's got to put in a few more years than that, I think.
Dan Andrews.
Yeah.
What a legacy he left with the COVID restrictions and
Yeah.
lockdowns that they had to go through. That was insane what Melbourne
Yes.
went through.
That is insane. So the most locked down city in the world, almost,
Yeah,
weren't they?
yeah.
But I hear this from a mate over there who's big on this. So they have a debt of 200. They're going to have a
Yes.
debt of
Yeah, their
200
debt
and
is
something
out
odd
of
million.
control.
267
billion, right?
isn't
Think
it?
about that.
Yeah.
So we're at 27 billion.
Yeah.
WA 27. They're at 240.
You know why? They don't have anything you can dig up.
You know what it is, though? And you know what it is? It's that they're saying that Daniel Andrews, they're saying that he basically went on a shopping spree. It's like the person that comes to dinner, orders all this food, and then leaves before the bill.
Yeah. I reckon that's the way to go.
And he's going, okay,
I reckon-
the state,
That's
you
smart.
can all split that up now.
To be fair, I reckon that's how I do
Lobster for everybody. Anyway, I'm out of here.
it. All right, wash my hands. Look at us talking politics.
I know,
6
it's
months in.
disgusting.
You know, you're only a what if away from a holiday with whatif.com.
You could go to the dentist or all the kids' sports.
But what if it was a weekend on the coast instead?
Book hotels, holiday rentals, apartments, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Your parents used to say you're going to wash your mouth out with soap. Did anyone ever have
No.
their mouth washed out with soap?
No, because I
Yes.
was a perfect
You
child.
did?
Yeah, for swearing.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't swear when I was younger. I remember walking to Nana's house one day and my brother Graydon pushed me against a brick wall and said, say it, the F word. Say it. Say it. And then I ended up saying it and cried and ran to Nana's house and told her.
Oh, me and my
And
brother
then I got in
Dave.
trouble for saying it again.
Well, like you and your brother, me and my brother Dave would have mad punch-ons, particularly if it was over a game of sport out the front.
Yeah.
And, obviously I'd swear at him or he'd swear at me. And we'd have to wait till Dad gets home and he would do that.
What, as in wash your mouth out with soap?
He would put soap on our tongues and stuff like that.
Do you remember the first time that you swore in front of your parents they didn't do anything? It's like, here we go.
We're on
Here
air.
we go. We're over the barrier. And then you just sound like the most filthy wharfie from that day on.
Well, certainly, I didn't swear in front of my parents when I was a kid. Ever. Never, ever.
Yeah.
I've certainly made up for it.
Oh,
as I've
yeah.
gotten older.
On the flip side of things too, that as an adult, my mum and dad, my mum would never swear.
No,
My
same.
dad didn't swear. I don't remember my dad not swearing at me, but his voice got strong when he was displeased. But I swear around the kids all the time.
Your dad wouldn't swear at you.
I don't remember him swearing.
No,
at me,
Nathan, no.
I
your
didn't hear anything
situation
but
was
a swear
unusual.
word. I didn't hear anything but a swear word until my late teens.
This doesn't surprise us, but it wasn't normal.
Can I ask you the mum thing? And all our mums are the same.
What?
They don't swear. My mum's not a drinker. She
No,
might have
not a
one or
drinker,
two
not a
Same.
drinker. Because they come from the generation of driving their drunken
Yes,
husbands home.
exactly. Although my dad's not a big drinker, he would have one Swan Gold after a day out working in the fields.
Yeah.
Nat, don't worry, my dad's having your dad's share.
Good on you, Brian. You're
He's
doing
fine.
your bit.
He's fine.
Love it.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So over the break, I went to get some food. So really, you know what? I just wanted to treat myself. As you know, when during the work week and with the work year, when I'm at Nova, I eat like I'm in prison.
You know,
And also you eat the same thing every night. So you'll seize on something like turkey sandwiches, remember that era?
yeah.
And then you will have that every night.
Every night for months.
For months.
But you never eat breakfast. That's
and I have
one
no,
thing.
since
Yeah.
the turkey sandwich era, I've never gone back. So turkeys.
Yes,
so I will,
that's
I will,
off the table now.
Yeah, I will
You
like.
eat
hit
a
food.
lifetime's worth
Yes.
of turkey sandwiches and then you move on to something else.
Only way to live.
No, I disagree.
Anyway, so I was treating myself to some burgies.
Wow.
And I was picking them up for mum and dad. So I do a thing that Sean puzzles you, and I order them online to then pick up at the store.
Never done it. Never done it personally.
Yeah.
So do you
And I
do
don't know
that
why.
through Uber Eats?
No, this is just through their website.
Or they have their own.
Yeah, and this particular place, which I won't mention, because you can't ring in the orders.
Okay. Sure.
You have to.
It's not the 1950s. Why don't you just ring them?
That's what I do.
On your wall phone?
Can you ring places?
I ring the Japanese place all the time. This is what I want. I'm coming.
Are you supposed to?
That's debatable.
There's this guy again.
They pick up the phone and go, "Hello, Sean."
Screaming teriyaki chicken at me. Anyway, this is the place I had an issue with because there's a pickup fee, by the way. So you go online, you order the food, you pay the food.
No.
And then
you drive and pick it up.
You drive to pick it up, you walk in, and for them to push the bag towards you, they charge you a fee.
So if you walked in and ordered over the counter,
they
don't charge you a fee.
Is that not disgusting?
So the fee is for them to look at the app and go, "We have an order."
To receive the order.
Yeah, that's wrong, mate. That's wrong.
Anyway, so when I was out the front, because they said the food was ready and they lied, so I was out the front for another 15 minutes.
Did you hit them with a waiting fee?
I always think about that when we're in the doctors.
That's so funny. No? I trump your pickup fee with my waiting fee.
I always think about that.
And you should see how much my money I make a minute. So, anyway, while I was there, I'm there and there was a car park in front of me and a car park behind me because I'm parked along the street. And 2 cars are pulled in and there's some young dudes in their hotted up cars.
Cool young dudes.
Cool young dudes. And then, so one of them's sort of revving their car and the other one's a pulled out and they've gone to the car in front, which looked like a very shiny, I don't know what type it was, a Commodore. It had all the things on it.
But it was clean.
Okay. Yeah, clean.
Freshly waxed.
It was that green colour, the lime green colour.
Oh, lime green. Okay.
The lime green colour. Anyway, and all the guys out there, they were like going, yeah, man.
Frothing.
Yeah, this is sick. This is sick. And then the other guy goes, you know what this is? And I went, he goes, this is gonna pull the chicks. And then he talked about it being a cat magnet.
Oh, that's... Does he want? So he's trying to attract girls with cats.
Well, yes, he did bring up. It was another word for cat, but he said it was like the magnet. That's going to be
for all those cats.
Cat. Just over the bonnet.
Be careful with that many cats.
That's a lot of cats.
That's a lot of cats, man. Be careful, dude.
Get some kitty litter.
And I looked at the guy objectively, and I thought, you're not bad looking. You're not a bad looking young kid. But do you really think that do we live in a world where a girl will go out with a guy because of a car?
Yes.
And I also think that
100%.
maybe that it's more attractive to the other guys that were looking at it. Girls wouldn't go up and
don't look at the same lens.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that car. Like, they're not that excited about it. I mean,
summer nats happen every year.
If you're
summer nats.
16 and you don't have any other mode of transport, then a boy with a car is very attractive.
So it's not about the lime green Commodore, it's about the lift.
Yes. that's very attractive.
No, I think now you went off to... you were forced to go to a car show once.
Yes.
There were other women there.
Who were
forced as well.
No, I reckon they're passionate.
Look, I think that, like anything, there is a section of women that get excited about burnouts. It's not a massive amount of people. It's not like every girl is going sick for a burnout.
But you've got to understand, are sick for cars. But you got to understand, and that's that starting point where they go, "Oh my God, look at his car." Next thing you know,
but I don't think those women are in the same Venn diagram as the people that those guys are trying to attract.
Because those guys, what was coming out of their mouths, Sean, was that this car is going to guarantee all women to want this young man.
That's right. That he is now irresistible to all women.
He is the Brad Pitt of the street.
I think it happened. Well, I think it happens 100%.
Let's find out. This is a simple question. Do chicks date guys because of their cars?
Someone comes towards you in a Toyota Tarago and you're like, yeah.
He's a family man.
I see a future with this guy.
That's right. Ovaries popping.
We're going to give somebody a $150 voucher to V-Race.
Oh, nice.
How does that? Experience the rush of full-motion virtual reality racing these school holidays. You can book now at vrace.com.au. But ladies, let us know if you've been attracted to a man because of a car.
Not because he was hot.
No.
Just because of the car. You saw that car and went, oh, hello.
And guys, have you had a car that was a cat magnet?
Yeah, for sure.
Ellie, do you find... you're a woman. Do you find that cars...
I checked the other day.
The cars are attractive? Like, have you ever gone, there's a hot car, I must date the man inside it?
No, but a car can make a guy hotter.
What does Dougie drive? What does Dougie drive?
I won't say.
He's having to rest on his good looks.
Yeah, what does
because of
Dougie
the car.
drive?
Yes.
Well, Dougie, I love Dougie.
Yeah.
I love him
But
so
it's a BMX and she's on the handlebars.
Very Nicole Kidman about you there.
Alyssa, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Alyssa.
We are posing the question, do girls find cars attractive?
Yes. I do personally.
So you would date a guy for his car?
I did. I went to a speedway event. I've grown up around speedway, so I am into cars as it is.
Yep.
And I had been talking to a particular guy before the event, and when I got there, I saw his Duke was not that nice. It was old and dingy, and one of his friends had a nice Holden SS Ute. It was much newer, much prettier.
Yes.
So I ditched that guy for his friend.
His friend had a prettier Ute.
It's a cat magnet, Nate.
Wow. Okay, objectively, who was more attractive out of the two?
Definitely the guy with the black Ute that I went for.
Okay, so he was a hotter guy.
Okay, so it was a hotter guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if the other guy, so if the original guy with the car that you weren't so impressed was hotter than the guy with the nicer car, how would that pan out?
Probably still would have gone for the Ute.
Utes above all. There we go.
I mean, it's worked out. I married the guy.
Oh, okay.
there you go, Alyssa.
So
Well-
you're not just shallow.
Wow. Did he give you a life of cars that you loved? What do you guys got now in the garage?
He now drives a Toyota 79 Series Ute, so
Everyone loves them.
than I.
He's still a Ute guy.
There you go.
All right. Knows the way to Alyssa's heart. Thanks, Alyssa. Chris is in Piara Waters. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, this is exciting. From a guy's perspective, do cars attract women?
Absolutely, 100%, because back in the days of young Bill, I would have the use of a quite a nice car. Wasn't my car. Might belong to my mum.
You say your mum's car.
Is that your mum's car, mate? Yeah.
My car was getting serviced as it needed. And, I ended up dating a girl for a couple of weeks. I had the mum's car.
Yeah.
It was, all good. Everything's going fine. Had to give mum's car back, obviously, because the car got fixed, ready to go.
Yeah.
And my blue Hyundai XL, didn't cut it. I was dumped.
She dumped you.
You were dumped.
She dumped you.
Over the car. Chris, what was your mum's car? Just so we can see comparison.
Yeah, BMW.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is a bit of a bait and switch, Chris.
You have to declare up front.
I think you need to
this
say
is
it.
my mum's car.
Yeah, if you're in a luxury vehicle, it's not yours, and you're driving a hatchback. I do think it's. I do think you need to tell that. But that is so funny.
Listen, so I have to fix this. So, went through a few different cars, but I made sure that they were the right car, because absolutely 100% the girls need to look fine in the ride, apparently.
Okay, Chris, so there are a lot of young men right now that are in the market for a new car, and they'd love a cat magnet. So what car did you settle on that will guarantee a life of a wonderful woman?
Well, back in the day, it was the Subaru WRX.
Oh,
Yeah, the Rex, yeah.
the Rexy.
Yeah, because you could fly them around the streets.
No, you'd only go the speed limit, Sean.
No, of course I would.
Yeah, driving around looking for a Subaru.
Scott's in Upper Swan. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Scott.
Talk to us. Is this a real phenomenon?
It was about 13 years ago. I moved from...
Hey, Scott,
UK
your
to
phone
Australia.
line is really muffly, so we might get back to you. Let's have a listen.
That's better.
That's
That's better. All right, start again. Yep.
Yeah, so I moved from the UK to Australia about 13 years ago, and made a few friends, and we decided to go to Breakwater down at Hillary's.
Yes, good
And
move.
as a few guys are sitting there having a few drinks, there's a bunch of, they're not ugly girls sitting there at the end of the bar.
Yes.
So one of them decided to come up and start chatting to me. And then the first question, she didn't even ask my name. The first question she asked was what car I drove.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then one of my mates just looked at me, and he walked like with a big wow, and then walked away. And I just told her, I said, look, I drive a transit van, and she literally just got up and left.
I drive a transit van. She
just got up and left me, and I was just like, oh, well, there's no chance there. I had a fiance at the time, so I couldn't have done nothing anyway, but yeah.
I had a fiance at the time.
Hey, Scott, was it a question you've ever been asked in the UK before?
They like the boy racer crackerjack cars, but when I moved to Australia, I thought, yeah, a bit of class, breakwater would be nice. And then, the first thing she asked me was, what car do you drive? And I was like, a transit van. And she picked up her drink and left. And I was like, all right, okay.
You know what? She's really an idiot, because my next question is, what's in the back of that transit van?
A mattress and gag tape.
God, I think her instincts might have been strong, to be honest. Thanks, buddy. All right, we move on to Crystal in Midland. Hello.
Hey, how you going?
Hey, Crystal.
Are you the sort of girl who loves a guy for his car?
Yeah, so I actually work at Repco, and I met my boyfriend through TikTok.
Wait,
what do you mean?
Tell us all of this. Go.
So I was just scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, oh, my God, I really like this car. I'll message him. So I did. And so he drives a LS2 GU Patrol, so it's a conversion car.
Okay.
So he's done all the work to take the engine out and put all this, big engine in. And, yeah, we pretty much just hit it off from there. We, met up, and then, I can drive his car now whenever I want. So best of both worlds.
And does he get your staff discount at Repco?
Of course he does.
Yeah. A mutually beneficial arrangement,
Crystal.
Nathan.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, so the car. So it was have you always liked those cars, or it was just particularly that car?
Well, I like both of them. So the engine's out of as a Commodore.
Yes.
So I love Commodores, and it's a Patrol, and I love going full driving.
You know what? We've been talking about this all morning.
You're
about
married,
this
Sean. Stop
car
trying to crack on,
situation,
mate.
and we're talking about the cars that we wouldn't be attracted to. And for me personally, it's probably the supercars, right? Because I just think that's too intimidating for me. But also for me, Crystal, it'd be any car that has a snorkel on it. Because if it's got a snorkel on it shows me that your weekends are different to mine.
Yeah. Could be camping involved.
Yeah. So how long have you been with him for, Crystal?
Just over 2 years.
No way!
That's beautiful.
And has he still got the same car?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, and if he ever sells it, will you have to be in the decision-making process for what the new vehicle's going to be?
He would never sell it, honestly.
Never sell it.
This is like his own little baby.
This is amazing.
Does he love that car more than he loves you?
Oh, that's debatable.
Well, to be honest, Crystal loves that car more than she loves him. So I think if they both love the car equally, that's fine.
Pretty much.
There you go. Thanks, Crystal.
Absolutely. $150 voucher to spend at V-Race, by the way. Experience the rush of full-motion virtual reality. It's a great place. I'm going to go with Scott, actually, with the transit van.
Yeah,
because we know what goes in the back of that.
Well, he told us.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I want to talk about weddings.
Good fun.
Nat and I don't have one to plan.
I'll tell you
in the near
what.
future.
We got engaged
We
once,
got
Nathan,
engaged
so-
once. Both we had a. Where did we get married? Did we get married at the Herdsman Tavern?
No, that was the engagement.
The engagement
party. It was a very long engagement.
And we did a beautiful video, a romantic video in Kings Park.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was a different event, yes.
Can I ask who called it off?
We both called it off
Everybody.
at exactly the same time, straight after it happened.
It was officially mutual.
It was mutual. That's really nice to hear.
Well, there's a reporter, Danica Davies, is it?
Mason, I think.
Mason.
Yeah.
Danica Davies works with us.
Oh, Danica Davies works with us.
Morning, Dan.
This is like when Sean said Celeste Barber was going for the javelin gold medal.
I did.
Danica Mason, so she's called off her wedding to her longtime partner, Todd, 3 weeks before their planned ceremony in October.
Close.
So this is the thing. So she, the cancellation that came as a surprise to everyone, there were a lot of famous people going to be going to this wedding. She had to continue to fulfil her personal commitments, including the network's coverage of the NRL Grand Final
she's on Channel 9.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
She did an amazing job. Her ring wasn't on her hand. So when you are calling off a wedding weeks or days beforehand,
You're a long way in. You're in deep.
sometimes you wonder, you hear people that just get married because the train has left the station and it's too close to its destination.
and
I
you
can
can't get
see
your deposit
why.
back.
I can see why some people just go, I might be having doubts, but usually something pretty big must happen for someone to pull a wedding
Yes.
off at the last minute.
Yeah, because I'd imagine, getting back to what you're saying, Nate, there's the cold feet issue, and we're going through this, maybe I should reconsider.
The jitters, and that's normal.
This is the thing that you discover about each other, one or the other, and you go, that is it. We're done.
So
Because
you
you've
find out
invited
someone
everyone.
says, I'm going vegan.
Yeah, deal breaker.
Done. Ring the
Wedding's
bell.
off.
That's one.
Well, remember Sean, Caroline Wozniacki and Rory McIlroy called their wedding off. So the invitations had gone out. And imagine the star power that would have been at that wedding. You know, she was the number one tennis player in the world at the time, and he was right up there as in the golf world. They would have had a star-studded wedding. The invitations had been delivered. It was happening.
Yeah, the one thing about that too, Nat, then it becomes so public because it's on all the news services straight away. So that is hard to get out of.
We want to find out if this has happened with you. We want to talk about where weddings that were cancelled days or weeks before it happened.
All the arrangements are in place. You've got the dress, everything. You're good to go. The invitations, people have booked their travel to come to your wedding.
That decision must be full on. We want to know why it happened and what the aftermath was. We're going to give somebody a family membership to Adventure World.
Hello. That'll help you forget.
This is sick. It's valued at $580. You got to be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au.
Happiest place on earth.
Pulling the pin on the wedding just weeks or even days before.
Laura's in Scarborough. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Laura. Talk to us about a wedding that was cancelled at the last minute.
So it wasn't mine, but it was Mum's. So sorry, Mum, if you're listening to this, she's going to hate me. But basically, 2 weeks before the wedding, she ended up pulling the pin because she found out that her fiancé was still married to his ex-wife.
Okay, that's problematic. So legally, the wedding couldn't go ahead.
That's the problem with Australia and the way they look at sister wives. You know what I mean, Sean? They look down on the sister wives situation.
I know.
But they're really a group of girls having fun together, loving the same man.
If only we all lived in Utah. Laura, did they stay together, or did she feel too upset about that?
Well, my mum and him had been together for 10 years. So I don't know how you don't know.
Laura, we did have a guy that we worked with, though. We had a guy that we worked with who...
that was a fairly unusual circumstance, though.
But he was still married to...
Yeah, but he was a gay
woman.
man.
Yeah, he was a gay man.
No, but he was
And
still
they were
married.
married. They were married in Vegas as part of a stunt on their continued tour, and the paperwork never went through to you know.
But back to you, Laura. I want to know about how did she find out?
Because they went to apply for, I don't know how it works, but you apply for, the marriage certificate or whatever
the license.
it is. And she couldn't do it because he was still married. So we actually went through with, because we'd obviously paid for everything. So we kind of went through with the celebrations, but they didn't actually get married, and he wasn't there.
And he wasn't there?
You had the wedding without him being there.
Most women say the problem with the wedding is the groom.
That's true.
A lot of brides
it's a party that's been paid for, Sean. So you've got all the booze, you've got all the food. Of course.
Yeah. I get that. But so you go to get married and getting back to the point of he's already been married or he is already currently married. Why didn't he know that? And why wasn't it a thing where you go, oh, shit?
I think it's all very suspicious, personally.
Yeah. So they're not together anymore?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Laura, can I just say my favourite thing about this whole thing with you telling us this story is we know that your mum probably doesn't want you to share it, so you whispered the entire thing.
Yeah, it's all right. Sorry, Mum.
No, I just thought she was so anyway.
Just telling us over the fence.
The whole conversation was like this, Laura.
Yes. Very conspiratorial.
Wait, sorry, guys, hold on. I can hear something. Anyway.
Someone's coming. Thanks, Laura. Kira, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Kira.
Kira, talk to us about a wedding that was cancelled at the last minute. What happened?
So I was with a guy for 10 years, engaged for 2.5. So it took 2.5
You're not
years
Laura's mum, are you? Sorry.
Very good.
Keep going, Kira.
So weird. I have a daughter named Laura. Anyway. Yeah, Kira.
Yeah, so 2.5 years to plan the wedding. We spent $50,000 on it.
Oh.
6 days beforehand, he decides he doesn't want to go ahead with it. His friend from his work cancelled her wedding the day before, so he went out to cheer her up. And he came home and ended it with me.
Oh, and
Wait, they're what?
So the work friend has cancelled her wedding. Obviously, that's a big deal because they were well down the track as well.
Yeah. No, so at that point, were they involved?
Yes.
Well, the funny thing is, he wanted her to come to my hens night, which she cried at.
She cried.
Well, because you're marrying her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty rude of you.
So the wedding, that was it. It was off.
Yep, it was off.
You'd paid $50,000.
Kira.
Yeah, and we lost the whole lot. We couldn't get any of it back because you need
that's on him. That's on him to cover.
Did he end up then
being with her?
Yeah, being with her.
Yeah, he ended up getting married to her 5 months later, and they've got a kid already.
Oh, Kira!
Okay, so it was definitely
there was definitely
so she broke off her wedding, and then he's gone to console her, and that's where. So he went to console her.
It was going on before then.
Yeah. But like,
we've been together.
So that would have been. That would have been a conversation they maybe said, is both of us cancel our weddings, and then one did it and the other one goes, oh my God.
Yes, because if neither of them cancelled.
Sorry, Laura?
I found all his paperwork that he was building a house with her 2 weeks after she broke up with me.
Yeah,
so I think it was going on prior.
Yeah, sorry, they were cheating.
Kira, did you feel, apart from the betrayal thing, was there a feeling of great embarrassment to let everybody know that this wasn't going ahead with 6 days out?
I had to let 100 people know, the next day.
How did you do it?
Kira, that is heartbreaking.
Is that a group text or what is it?
No, I rang everyone.
So even his family and friends.
Yeah.
And did you tell them? Could you tell them really what happened, or did you have like a sort of run of the mill?
They were all asking questions.
Yeah, of course they were.
Everyone.
Okay, good, because you're in the right. You're in the right.
Kira, have you found a new partner?
I have. Yeah, we've been together for 5 years now.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's
onwards
good,
and upwards.
Yeah.
There's many good blokes like me around. Kira, just keep fine. Anyway, family membership to Adventure World valued at $580.
I thought you said
I was
good
surprised you didn't jump onto that quicker.
It's a bit weird.
Adventure World, as I said, be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au. That is up for grabs.
All right. We want to hear more stories of weddings that were cancelled at the very last minute.
Yes. If anyone has been at a wedding where the wedding was cancelled while you were there, I'd love to hear from that as well because, oh my God.
I love scandal.
I would pay 3 ticket tech to beat it up. Tony's in Duncraig. Hi, Tony.
Hi.
All right, Tony. So you were invited to a wedding, yes?
Yeah, we were invited to a wedding in Melbourne. And it's funny because... it was a last-minute wedding, but now it's kind of last-minute being called off.
Oh.
So we're all set. We've got our flights. Everybody's set to go. And then they realised that he hadn't finalised his divorce.
Oh,
and they've been married for 15 years.
Yeah.
And so when he asked to get a divorce, he thought it would be really quick. But she said no.
Oh.
And so everyone's lined up to go. And it's like, it's both of their second marriages. And, it's such a long time since they've been separated. They didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but she's like putting her foot down and saying absolutely not. So now they have to go through that process where, one of the people doesn't agree to the divorce.
Yes.
Really? Because
a really long time.
It sounds like Married at First Sight, doesn't it? When they're at the commitment ceremony and then one person wants to go, the other one wants to leave, and they make you stay there for an extra week.
Yes. But they've already left each other.
70-year-olds.
They're 70. I'm sorry, at 70, if you want to leave your partner, just let them go because they've got 5 minutes left.
But I think the lesson here is that if you want to get married, before you organise the wedding and pay the deposit on the venue, maybe get the paperwork done with your ex.
Hey, Nat, can I ask
you... before you get everyone to get their flights to different states and countries.
Yes.
70. Give it up. Honestly, I'm with Nathan
No,
there.
70-year-olds can be happy too.
Oh, no, it's romantic. I love it.
Time for the paperwork.
Is romantic.
No, make the most of it. Nat, a contested divorce?
Well, it's like essentially, they haven't agreed on the terms of the divorce. So he's saying, I'll just sign here. And she's like, no, hang on, it's a bit trickier than that.
But is it? If you've been split up for
100%.
15 years or so?
Well, who knows? Who knows what assets he's sitting on? Like, there's a lot of factors.
Usually there's like an agreement of payment over a period of time. So someone's been paying the other person and that's going to stop.
Yeah. And between them, they probably own 8 houses that are bought for $40 each.
I guess there's a bit of paperwork.
Tony. Let's go to Ellie in Cloverdale. Hello.
Good morning. How are you going?
Good, Ellie.
Ellie, are you a wedding coordinator?
I used to be up until very recently,
God. Okay, you've got some
I've got
insight.
many stories.
Yes, please. Hit us with one.
So a few years ago, there was a wedding and it was all happening, and we got to the wedding day and the groom was, at the end of the aisle, all the guests were waiting. The bride rocked up in the limo, freaked out, and they left.
Sped off and never came back.
What? She actually got out of the car and went,
No, the limo told the driver, just keep going. I don't want to do this. And her maid of honour called one of the other guests and said they're not coming back. So that was it. The wedding was done. But
so wait, what happens? So what happens to everyone at the wedding when that happens? Because she's taken off. Do people because you got the food and everything there? What's the reality of what happens?
Well, everyone was quite in shock, so there was certainly like a, half an hour where we weren't quite sure what to do, if we wait to see if she changes her mind. But eventually her family, like her immediate family, just started filtering off and leaving. And the groom, because everything was paid for, he just carried on.
So her family left and his family stayed and ate and drank everything.
Yeah. But at what point are the
much.
guests allowed to put their hand in the wishing well to get their present back?
I know. I know. Well, it didn't look very full at all, to be honest, from memory. But, they pretty much just had a big party and cut out all the formalities. So, yeah.
With the wishing well, if you're going back to the wishing well, you always grab the fattest envelope.
Oh, definitely.
Fine, it's like
that is
$5
amazing.
notes, yeah.
That guy just standing there. Because at the start you go, this is shits and giggles. A bit harsh.
Yeah,
she's got me out.
She needs to fix her lipstick or something. It's just taking longer. But no, she sped off. Imagine the maid of honour. It's enough that they have to organise the hen's day and everything.
Yeah.
Imagine having to place that call. Oh yeah, no, she's changed her mind. She's not coming.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish off with Sherry and Lansdale. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good, Sherry. We're having the greatest time talking about this. What happened?
Oh, well, my husband at the time, this was going back 10, 11 years ago, he was working obviously with a young lady who was going to be getting married.
Yeah.
3 days out, all the guests from South Africa flew in. It was 3 days out for the wedding.
Oh.
She was 20, I was about 42 at the time.
Yes.
And she approached my husband and said, hey, if I don't go through with the wedding, are you up for it?
What?
Are you available? Can we make a go of this?
Yes.
And clearly that's the direction they went.
What?
And so there was no wedding. I found out later that I broke into his Messenger account, as you do.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Facebook account.
Yeah.
And found all these messages from her asking him over on a Sunday and will you come and see, meet me for aerobics and aerobics.
Is that what you call
How old was he?
Well, you do get a sweat up.
How old was he?
He was 40, yeah.
And sucked in. You know what? Sucked in. Here he is, just because he thinks they're hot. As a 40-year-old living a 20-year-old girl's life, the amount of stuff he would have gone to, Sean is going,
that would have been a nightmare.
So you're ready to go to a wedding, and instead you lost your husband, essentially.
Yeah, that's right.
Sherry,
so, yeah.
Were you guys invited? Were you invited to that wedding, Sherry?
I wasn't.
Oh.
I wasn't, but he could have very well been.
How did she have such a close relationship with your husband to begin
They all
with?
worked
Oh,
together.
so you okay, right? So they two were more close than you guys were, yes?
Well, not that I was
Obviously.
aware of.
Yeah.
It blindsided me. He ended up. Funny enough, it didn't end up with her, but he ended up marrying another woman from the same workplace that he met through his workplace. That lasted 15 months, and then he just recently got married to another one from that same workplace.
Holy
Hey, where is this place?
So,
We've
yes.
got to go and check it out.
All these single women that just want to get
Does he work
married.
at a modelling agency?
No, I hate to tell you this, guys, but he was a radio announcer.
Was he? Do we know him? Don't say his name. Do we know him?
No. Well, you could have met him along the line, but no, I don't think so.
Wow.
Was he super attractive?
I don't think so. Oh,
I don't think so.
Charm,
He had a nice car.
Yeah, the charm.
Kind of
Yeah,
lives.
yeah.
What we're talking about.
Wow,
I think
Sherry.
funny. He can smooth anybody, but it's not what. I sometimes listen to him on the radio and I say to the kids, God, who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
So he's currently on the radio today these days.
He still does a bit of that.
Sherry. Everybody, let's open up a new competition.
Thanks, Sherry.
You know what? I would have loved to do a breakfast radio with him, husband and wife or husband and ex-wife.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It's been quite a panel.
That would be fun.
It's a podcast waiting to happen.
We're cancelling Mystery Voices now. We're doing Mystery Cheaters. This is great.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thanks,
Cheers.
$580 is this family membership to Adventure World. That's what it's valued at. Be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au. So many great calls.
Amazing stories.
I'm going to go back to Kira, who just got me straight away when she started things, and her relationship
2.5 years, 6 days before the wedding, $50,000 down the gurgler.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Another cheater.
Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
In the house. The Premier, Roger Cook.
Good morning.
Fresh
G'day,
from
Roger.
Banana.
Good morning.
Fresh from Banana.
What are you talking about? I've been watching the news all week, fresh from the bloody royal show. How many times have
belting
you
it there,
been
aren't
there?
you?
I'm going back again.
Are you?
Well, this is so you always end up living your childhood with
Yes.
don't you? You hear the smells, you hear the sights.
Okay, so have you gone on any rides this time?
No,
or will a Premier go on a ride because of the photograph opportunity?
Absolutely not at all.
No.
I watch a kid on a swing in a local park and I start getting the vomits. You know?
Can you
Those days are
tonight?
over.
Are you going to be on the news tonight?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The next time you're on the news at the Royal Show, will you, for the people of Perth, to show that you love and trust us and you care about us, will you eat a Dagwood dog on camera?
I could try.
From the top. I want it going directly into your mouth.
I'm not doing that.
Nathan is acting it out.
Yeah.
You hold a really good Dagwood dog.
Nathan's fantasies. What's your go-to with the
Things are not
show?
happening.
Do you love the wood chopping, or do you like to go and look at the dogs? Do you like the cake decorating?
We all love the log chopping.
We do.
I don't know what it is about that.
Yeah.
But it's, and what I learned is that there's a nationwide shortage of hardwood timber at the moment.
Yeah.
No, you're not going back to your
this is a true
Dagwood
story.
dog.
It's a true story. I read this.
So
Nothing your Dagwood dogs. So in Western Australia is the only place you can do the national championships of log chopping.
because we've
we're
got the
only
logs.
ones which have got the
So
logs.
we've got the hardwood.
We've got hardwoods. We go hard.
And is that water hard or soft? What do we have? Do we have hard water or
it's
soft water
undrinkable,
here?
according to one article on news.com this week. What do you think about our
I've
water?
just come back from Jakarta. They know how to do crappy water. Right?
Yeah, that's true,
We
Rod.
should just give thanks.
We should be aiming higher than Jakarta, though.
My mates who have come over from the East Coast, different blokes have said this is the worst water in Australia.
So what is it? Tasting
water, yeah. So
because of the minerals and things in it. It's,
Roger, do something about it.
Complete home filtration.
You're a scientist who went to the lithium place.
I can't. I mean, Perth water's fine. I think it's fresh. I think it's it's clean. It's clear. We should all just give thanks for that.
Now,
but look,
compared to Indonesia, I'm with you.
Yes, it's true. Well, it's not going to make you sick.
Around the world, people, would love to have the sort of water that we have. So look, maybe I've got low standards when it comes to water.
That's okay. Let's talk about the most important thing that's facing the state at the moment, and that is the. You just talked about a possible parliamentary inquiry. Roger, over something that you've heard.
Into who was the multiple married radio announcer. Absolutely. We've got to get to the bottom of this, man.
If you missed this story, hit up the Nathan and Sean Daly podcast because it was quite the story from Sherry.
But straight away, don't you start guessing.
Start ticking people off.
You start going through your mind. Which could it be? No, maybe not. But yeah, how many marriages did that individual have? I lost.
It was
track.
suggested like 3.
It sounded like 3, and they're all from the same workplace.
All from the same workplace.
All from the same workplace, which is a radio station.
At what point does that individual start getting counselled by the employers?
And not being invited to the Christmas party.
Because some people have that thing in place where you don't fish from the company jetty.
No.
But then again, I mean, you've been in this radio station. It's just wall-to-wall supermodels, isn't it? Like right now.
I'm surrounded by them. Right?
He's looking at us.
Yeah, sure. I'm not looking at anyone.
Your mate Dan Andrews.
Yeah, 9 years in the role. I mean, what an incredible service to his state. People call him a divisive character. I just call him a strong leader. And he
had to make some tough decisions during COVID, there's no doubt about it.
Some of the most difficult times. And then you look at the personal circumstances here, and when he had that accident and he injured his back for all those months.
Yeah, fell off the stairs.
I mean, it's just incredible resilience. And so I just admire the guy, and I wish him all the very best for the future. He's done a great job.
Roger, if you really think so, if you left the state with a lot of debt like this happened with Dan Andrews, you couldn't think that you've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly we're in a much better shape than Victoria is. We've had higher priorities.
They're the worst in Australia.
Protecting our...
They don't have anything to dig up, that's the problem.
No, but they have other things now. You can't defend that. They're worse in Australia. Other countries don't... other states don't have...
Yeah, New South Wales and Victoria's net debt is eye-watering. That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure why in those particular jurisdictions they think that's okay. In WA, we protect our finances because we know that gives us then the capacity to do things like protect people from the cost of living and to provide a help for people who really need it.
Yeah.
And so from that perspective, that is why you have the discipline to look after your state's finances, because then it gives you options to invest later on.
I always look. I know people were was very divisive, our COVID laws and stuff here in WA, but I just directly was watching what Melbourne was going through at the same time that we were out in the streets walking around.
Yeah, going to restaurants and bars and all the rest of it. And travelling within the state.
I don't think anyone in WA quite got the feeling of being locked away and
how extreme it was in Melbourne. Their ring of steel around the city.
And one of the key things is we kept our kids in schools.
Yes.
You know, made sure their education was disrupted as little as possible. And that was a really strong aspect of what we did in WA.
There's heaps of stuff happening.
Oh, look, there are events happening everywhere at the moment. And don't forget, we've got the Matildas Festival of Football coming up.
Yes.
Today... or was it yesterday? One of the people who have got their tickets for that HBF Park game and now have to transfer them to Optus Stadium.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we need everyone to get hold of the ticket vendor so that they can transfer their tickets to the bigger venue. We'll get about an extra 40,000 people from Western Australia to be able to watch the Matildas.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. That is huge. We seen in the news recently too with the announcement of the WWE coming here.
Yeah, how good is that, right?
It's going. I think people don't understand how big that's going to be.
Well, if you're not into it, but there are so many people that are into it.
It's never been my world. Years ago, I was invited to fight the WWE women in the ring. They smashed me, and that was back when the Burswood Dome, you know, and it was in there, and it was packed to the rafters of people, and they are so passionate.
So they've got a social media footprint of around about 1 billion people.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So when that gets broadcast, the Elimination Chamber, that will go to millions and millions of households, and they'll be talking about Perth, Western Australia. So that will put us on the map.
So from a tourism point of view, that's a real boon, isn't it?
Will we support? Will we get Logan Paul?
Well, look, one of the reasons why we are getting the WWE is because of the UFC.
Yes.
And people like Logan Paul came away going, Perth, Western Australia, amazing place, let's do something else there. So they've got the tie-ups with WWE. So from there on, we went into negotiations on getting WWE coming to Perth, Western Australia. It's a huge coup for us and really will continue to just highlight what a great place Western Australia is.
Yeah, they're all bloody huge wins. As we know, Coldplay's coming. So
Coldplay's going to be
So coming back to these events, how competitive is it getting amongst the states, not only, but to be able to sign these big guests? Because, you know, we know that Taylor Swift's not coming. We got Coldplay, right? So everyone else goes for someone else bigger. Is this how it's going these days?
Yeah, so it's highly competitive, which is one of the reasons why we have to be a little bit secretive about how much we pay for it and stuff, because these are all really difficult negotiations that we have with these companies. What we're trying to do is to utilise Perth's unique positioning in the world to really see if we can attract exclusive product. It's about exclusive product. The reason why we could get Coldplay is that they're actually on an Asian tour. So we fit between Jakarta and Singapore in terms of their tour.
So geographically,
so they'll bring it in, and as a result of that, we get an Australian exclusive inclusive. And we're going to have at least 40,000 people travelling to Western Australia over those two concerts.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge outcome for our tourism industry.
And also, we can add a little bit of a sweetener in there that no one else can. So what about if we have celebrities come and, we want to woo a big act to Optus Stadium, we promise them that we'll give you a quokka and then you get a plaque on a pinnacle with your name on it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, honoor them.
Value
throughout.
add.
Yes.
So that then, they remember. They're inextricably linked to WA.
The only way you can get given a quokka would be here.
Well, they're not anywhere else.
When these celebrities come over, we often take them over to Rottnest or up to the Pinnacles or into the Swan Valley. They are blown away with our tourism product in Western Australia. And so that's why we have such a success.
Are we starting to see results?
Here.
Like, as in visitor numbers from places that aren't traditionally our tourism markets?
Great question, Natalie. He's
got his little notebook open.
That's right here.
Hey, you guys talk outside. Go, Roger.
So, in 2022, 2023, biggest spend of visitor spend since 2019. So in 2019 we had around about $14 billion.
Yes.
So in 22, 23, $16.8 billion.
Yeah, but nobody could come in between those
We locked
two.
everyone out. That
no one
count.
was allowed to come here.
Well, no, that's pre-COVID. So in calendar year in 2022 we did $14 billion.
Right.
Okay, so that was about 10 months worth. That was huge. But so 22, 23 financial year, $16.8 billion, 688,000 international visitors.
Wow.
So they're coming back. And Western Australia's got what they want. They want the open skies, the clean environment.
They can now buy more rock lobsters off the back of a boat.
Exactly. That's a key message. Thank you very much. It's
true. Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. And you have to remember that tourism is one of the biggest employers in the state. Over 100,000 people are employed in this industry. So the more we can jam tourists in, lift the visitor spend, the more jobs people have, and particularly in the regions. A big part of this spend for visitors is in regional WA, which is really important for jobs.
Can I just say, your little notebook?
Oh, my little notebook.
It's so cute. My dad's got one of these, and he writes all of his TV shows he wants to watch in it.
It's very similar.
I just love
Roger's numbers.
The generation that don't realise you can write this in your phone.
Black and white,
I love it, Rog.
You've got to have the stats.
You do.
Hey, Rog, is it a concern this year when I think a lot of people felt free to travel, and I saw a lot of people's Instagrams and whatnot.
People are less frightened as well.
Yeah, less frightened. So they are
a lot of
West Australians going overseas.
Yeah.
How are those numbers going to affect going forward, or is just the increase of international visitors will offset?
Well, look, our visitor spend amongst domestic tourists has been pretty strong. That's held up quite well, even though people are starting to go back to Bali, are starting to explore Europe. But also, I think what we've learnt through COVID is just what a unique place WA is. And people have discovered their own state in many places, in many cases. So they're continuing to explore WA. So it's a great news for our tourism industry. But also, as I said, internationally, people want to get out. Yes. They want to get out of their homes. They want to get out of their built-up communities. And Western Australia has all those elements that people are looking for.
All right. Well, thank you, Premier.
Can't wait for your next visit where you're going to reveal who the radio guy is that married the three women from the same station.
The big reveal.
I don't exactly know how it works, but could you use parliamentary privilege?
He is.
I don't know.
He's going there today.
I think we'll set up a parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, we're on board.
Digging into this.
Thanks, Roger.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Best blonde for you. Book now at morrismead.com.au. Love your hair? Love Morris Mead.
Up for grabs is $500 cash. We love free money, plus $500 to spend at Morris Mead, so you can be your best blonde as well.
Erica wants a piece of this action. Good morning to you, Erica.
Good morning.
Erica, may I be as bold to ask what your hair colour is?
It's brown.
She's a brunette, so she wouldn't know a thing about blondes.
No.
I was blonde for about 5 years, so maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
Temporary blonde.
So you're going against Tony from Coogee. Hi, Tony.
Hey, how you going?
Go,
Tony,
Tone.
what's our hair colour, Tony?
I I'll say brown, but it's going grey.
Well, you're going blonde.
You've got the Cloonies.
Yeah.
You've got the Cloonies.
I've got the Clooney look.
He's
That's
got the
it.
Cloonies.
There we go. Okay, here's what's going to happen. We are going to give you a clue that alludes to a blonde. You just have to tell us that blonde. You buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point for that round. Get it wrong, we move on. It is the best of 7 today. Let's test your buzzers. Erica?
Erica.
Tony?
Tony.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That was Clooney.
Okay.
May the best head of hair win.
Here we go with the first question. He was famous for his mullet and his very tight footy shorts.
Tony.
Yes, Tony?
Paul Hogan.
No. We can't play that.
Erica.
Yes,
I
Erica.
mean, you can't have the point. But
Wait, who
you have
was
a
it,
crack.
Erica? Who was it?
Is it Wayne Kappa?
Wayne. It was Warren
Warren
Kappa.
That was
There's
Warren
Warren
Kappa.
Kappa.
Yeah, but Wayne.
No
No point.
It's nil.
Warwick Kappa.
Okay.
Did Hoax ever have a mullet?
No.
No.
You wouldn't call that a mullet.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
All right, guys. She wore a white sparkly dress when she sang Happy Birthday to JFK.
Erica.
Erica?
Marilyn Monroe.
On the board, everybody.
Jeez.
All right, Erica, you lead 1-0. Tight. Okay. Blonde number 3. She does karate and is in love with Kermit.
Erica.
Erica
Miss Piggy.
is correct.
It is.
Yeah, that was a tight one.
That was a tight one.
It was.
Yeah.
What, Miss Piggy?
Next question. She has a song about a lighting fixture.
Tony.
Yes, Tony?
See ya.
Yes, Tony!
See
That was
ya.
a good one.
Tony
About
looked at Eric and
chandelier.
said, take this. This is a Clooney.
Come on, George.
George.
Okay, score check. Erica 2, Tony 1.
All right. What are we up to? We're up to blonde number 5.
Yeah, we are.
She coined the term "that's hot" and carried a chihuahua around in her handbag.
Erica.
All Tony.
Al. From Legally
I
Blonde.
know what you're
Reese
saying.
Witherspoon.
What you're
No,
saying.
it is not.
Erica.
Yes, Erica, do you want to have a guess?
Paris Hilton.
It was
Yeah,
Paris.
you don't get the point.
That's
Hey,
hot.
hey,
That's
not
hot.
bad though, Tony.
Oh, Tony, you are in it.
I'm trying.
No,
Okay.
you're doing very well, George.
So we're up to number 6. The score is Erica 2, Tony 1. Here we go. She is the host of many Channel 7 reality shows.
Tony.
Yes, Tony?
Sonia Kruger.
Yes, Tony! Tony's tied it up. It goes down to the wire. This is
How
the
is
last
this
one.
happening?
Oh, let's do a Bradbury. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Wowzers, here we go.
Down to this one.
All right, no, Sean, you ask.
Okay, here it is. The last question. He was Harry's nemesis from Slytherin.
Tony.
Yes, Tony?
Oh, bugger.
Malfoy.
Yes.
Yes, it
Tony.
is. Draco
Taking it out.
Malfoy.
I do love Erica. Whenever you're beaten, you just
Good
go
work.
bugger really loud.
So close. Erica, you knew that answer?
No, I don't really follow Harry Potter. I know who the guy is, but I don't know his name. So good work, George.
Oh, thanks, Erica.
George.
Good work, George.
George, you
I had
got
a Mal helping me.
$500 cash plus a $500 Morris Mead voucher. That's
Oh, my wife's going to love that.
Isn't
Well,
she
she is.
just?
Yeah. What is she, a lawyer for the what? What does Mel do?
Human rights lawyer.
Human rights lawyer.
Can
She's
I
pretty
say,
switched on.
Tony, for a guy to have that much pop culture knowledge, it's quite rare.
Oh, no, I've been studying. I read The Woman's Day and The New Idea every week. I work in a news agency.
That's right.
spoken to you
Yeah,
guys
Tony
before.
gave us the tickets that
this is
time.
you, Tony. This is
This
you.
is Tony, yeah, our Lotto Tony.
Bloody
Lotto
Lotto Tony. Well, next time get the right Lotto Tony on the bloody screen.
I will.
A whole
I
lot of
actually-
Tony.
Yes, Tony.
I actually won the $1,000 dinner at Cooey Restaurant a few months ago from you guys.
Yeah, well, Tony.
And we went last week and it was lovely. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, a bit of
anytime,
Harvey
mate.
beef action
Sweet.
there.
Not
yeah,
even-
nice.
I did. I took the favourite son and everything.
Oh, the favourite son.
What did the other son eat?
He got to eat off the kids' menu.
Nuggets are around. Thanks, Tony. Well played.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
On tomorrow on the show, our old mate Masto, Chris Marston, former West Coast Eagle, is going to be joining us. He's got a lot going on at the moment. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
He is.
As you know, we recently have become one of the top political shows in Australia. So, of course, tomorrow the Prime Minister has requested to be on air with us for our analysis.
Because of our hard-hitting
questions.
Politicking.
So many hard-hitting questions. So, Elbow tomorrow.
All right, Blondies is back as well. Best of 7 it was today, and a cracking match too, just quietly.
Lotto Tony won. Ben, you're up next, yeah?
Sure am.
After pressing the buttons for us all morning.
That's it.
Day 2 of that. How's it going?
He even didn't press some buttons.
I even missed some this morning, so that was good.
Just a wild ride.
So what's happening on your show today?
Just teasing Mystery Voices. So if you want to win 20 grand on Monday, maybe
yes,
if
please.
you guess it the first day.
I know.
Wouldn't that suck?
This is good, though. This is a good time for you guys because you're going to be playing the Mystery Voices quite a lot, I'm guessing.
I can play it right now.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
I listen to Nova.
So that's great. People can get familiar with them and be ready to pounce on Monday.
That's it. Good luck.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.